We are looking at the topic, embedding AI-driven forensic intelligence in multidimensional security operations, application for crime prevention, incident response, and strategic decision making. And to take us in this presentation is none other than our boss, Commodore BM Sule, the Commandant, Nigerian Military Intelligence Group. Please put your hands together for him.
Academic professionals here present, members of the armed forces, security and law enforcement agencies, safety and security professionals, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. In the next 15 minutes or thereabout, I shall be giving a presentation which sits at the intersection of technology, security, and national development. By way of introduction, complex security threats posed by both state and non-state actors have continued to evolve and escalate in spite of the relentless efforts of governments across the world. The persistent challenges that have continued to threaten security worldwide include terrorism, banditry, kidnap for ransom, and cyber attack, among others. The prevalence of these unabated threats highlight the needs for more innovative solutions to enhance our national security. We need game-changing solutions. We need more capable solutions. And these solutions can be easily found in the emerging technologies of the 4IR, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, as we've been briefed and informed by the keynote speaker. And some of these include big data analytics, blockchain, robotics, autonomous systems, and artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence is more like a game changer due to its transformative impact, given that it also enhances the effectiveness of the other technologies while also being adaptive. It can be adapted across several industries, which include oil and gas, agriculture, finance, and industry. This brings me to the aim of this presentation, which is to highlight benefits of embedding artificial intelligence-driven forensic intelligence in multidimensional security operations. So we're looking at how artificial intelligence will enhance forensic intelligence. And we're going to look at two aspects, the physical and the digital. And this particular aspect of the presentation is looking at the security aspect. We have all these threats. How do we solve them? AI. AI can be employed in several ways, and one of which is to enhance forensics. And that enhancement of forensics is what we're going to talk about. And this lecture, this presentation is going to look at the items you have seen on the screen, beginning with integration of AI tools in forensics. Now, digital and physical forensics have emerged among the major beneficiaries of recent advances in artificial intelligence, and the advanced technology, which is the AI, is reshaping how forensic science is analyzed and interpreted. So I'm going to look at the benefits that AI brings to digital and physical forensics separately, beginning with the benefits to digital forensics. Digital forensics, the landscape of digital forensics has transformed from manual analysis to data-driven AI-enhanced methodologies. And this brings speed, accuracy, and automation, which will reduce errors and so many other benefits that we shall see in the discussion. And these benefits include faster processing of vast digital evidence, swift pattern recognition to detect suspicious online activities, and large language processing of massive data sets. Now, the drastic reduction of errors, you can imagine the data that is being produced by Nigerians on a daily basis, content, communications, videos. Now, if instead of play before forensic brought a potential solution, you see that it will take days and years for you to analyze just 1 hour or 1 day of digital activities in the Nigerian digital space. But with forensics, you'll be sure that within a very short time, you'll be able to analyze and bring out a resolution. Like for the artificial or the automatic fingerprint identification system, with 10 billion fingerprints, it takes 1 second for a computer to analyze the whole of it and just bring a match. But if it was a human being that was doing it, you know it's going to take this. Now, benefits of AI to physical forensics. The physical forensics is the fingerprints, the ballistics, the DNA. And the benefits include better accuracy in forensic pattern recognition, in matching of bullet casings, fingerprints, and DNA profiles. So, forensics tells us that every rifle, the casing or the bullet that is fired by every rifle is unique to that particular rifle. So if you're able to pick an expended ammunition on the ground, you'll be able to trace it back to the weapon if you can find it. So with artificial intelligence, that will make it very fast. Then fingerprints and also DNA profiles of humans. If you can get the DNA profiles, the database of the DNA profile, and data and DNA of a suspect from a crime scene, artificial intelligence can help you to match it within a record time split time. Another benefit of AI to physical forensic is swift analysis of vast quantities of evidence. There is also the possibility of having 3D holographic reconstruction of a crime scene. So with AI, if you're able to investigate a crime scene, detect what has happened, you can use AI to reconstruct the way things happen. Okay, the suspect would have entered the crime scene, shot the victim, and escaped through this particular window. And when you have this holographic pattern, you'll be able to virtually walk through the crime scene, look at where the person fell, and this will help investigators and the court to deliver justice. There is also the deep learning, which accelerates DNA sequencing and improves fingerprint face recognition accuracy. Now, humans look at particular points on the fingerprint. Look at all this particular fingerprint you're seeing. If it's belonging to a human, it should be unique. The way this sharp point is, it might even be difficult to see anybody that has this sharp point. So what humans do is to look at this type, these corners. But when AI came in and went into deep learning, it started looking at angles. It will, for instance, look at the angle here. Look at the angle here, which is almost impossible for humans to even do. So bringing AI to forensics brought a very dramatic and game-changing solution. Next is predictive analytics for threat mapping and forecasting. So before now, what we do is the manual threat forecasting, looking at maps, marking where incidents have happened to be able to predict when the next incident will happen and to be able to bring patrols. And that's why in some areas, you see that patrols have remained almost all the year round. You see patrols. So AI has made significant advancement in that area for threat mapping and forecasting. It's called threat mapping and forecasting. When you look at the threat map, you know where activities happen, bad activities, then you also forecast that this is how it will happen, either based on the location, based on the period, Christmas period, based on the weather. AI again, in making predictive analytics for threat mapping, analyzes data from social media, public records, and CCTV networks. So you can go through the CCTV network and search for a particular picture. Maybe somebody has just uploaded a video. You can screenshot the video, send it to this AI analytics, and it will scan the whole database. Maybe the database will have the community and also the CCTVs to see where this person was. He was seen at the toll gate, he was seen at the town square, he was seen shopping. AI will be able to correlate all that and identify the particular suspect. So in that way, to identify emerging crime trends, maybe you have some people that once they enter town, there will be crisis. So once AI sees that they are crossing into town, it will alert to verify agencies. Then you can also forecast potential hotspots. Oh, this particular boat, this particular person, once it's arriving, you know that at this other side of the crisis and efficient resource allocation. That way, you'll be proactive. Before they get there will be crisis. So that is the extent of what AI has. Now, we have a case study in Lagos. They are currently employing AI, surveillance, analytics, and predictive policing to better allocate resources to high-risk areas. So, AI optimizes investigation accuracy through filtering false positives. There's what we call false positives in forensics. For instance, if somebody has just fired a weapon and you take some of the gunpowder from the sand to analyze, there is going to be a reagent you use that brings a change in color. Now, if that person has traces of urine on the sand, or an innocent person has traces of urine or tobacco on the sand, it will also bring the same result, telling you that it was just fired. That is what we call false positive. But with AI, that false positive will be drastically reduced to 1 in 6,000. So out of 6,000 samples, AI might actually just miss one, which is very, very good compared to what we have if it was. Then we also have critical threats. We also have reducing mean time to detect, mean time to respond. This is more important in digital forensics. For instance, if a bank has been hacked, minimum time to detect is very important. You should detect that it has been hacked in minutes, because in the next few minutes, the assailants, the online vendors are going to be transferring funds. Now you've detected on a good time before they are able to start transferring funds. The next thing is respond. Minimum time to respond. So your response should also be within 12 minutes. At a human scale, it is very difficult to even detect, because you have to be checking through logs, and that will take time. Before you finish checking the logs, vendors would have finished checking the log. So AI now increases or reduces the time to detect and time to respond. So the time to detect is reduced to under 30 minutes, and time to respond from hours to under 15 minutes. And we also have 65 reduction in alert follow, because false positives, sometimes manually somebody might just be alarmed that this amount of money might be a vendor siphoning false alert after all the investigation. But if it is AI, you see that if you should raise the alert, then you're almost sure that this is a break into the bank. And by the way, that's why you see that sometimes banks will switch off their network. They can't do any transfer. Probably they have detected, and the AI in response has cut everybody off. So until when they finish and they remove the vendors, then they'll be able to switch their systems back on. Now is to practical implication for security agencies, academia, and private industry. This is very compressed. due to the time constraint, I have just 15 minutes. I'm sure I should be having about 3 minutes left now. So, AI-powered evidence management system secures catalogs, analyzes digital physical evidence, blockchain, provides tamper evidence, automated system of custody. The evidence was moved from the crime scene, taken to storage within 3 to 6 hours. It remained at storage until it was taken to the laboratory. After the laboratory, it remained for 2-3 days, and maybe after that, it is taken to court, for example. So if you have this blockchain and you have this AI-powered evidence management, everything is online. Just like the table delivery you have, as you're signing, you're seeing a lot on your phone. That is how the management system will also trace where the evidence is. That way, if somebody first took the evidence to his house to contaminate it before bringing it, it was in 3 days. So you could be suspicious, and the lawyer at the court can give us observation that no possibility of contamination cannot be overlooked. Then automated systems, AI-driven FEs quickly matches fingerprints to large databases. So if, I'm saying if most of the time because we're not there yet, but it's a possibility. So for instance now, the NIMSI database we have, they already have about 121 Nigerians captured, fingerprints and all. So if you're able to use AI, it will even take less than 1 second to be able to get the match. So if your fingerprint is lifted from here and taken to the NIMSI database, in 1 second, you see your picture, your bank details and everything. That is also applicable to people who, maybe when an arm is recovered, they are able to see anybody, a weapon, or a rifle on the ground, or vandals are broken into the house. They will definitely leave evidence behind, most of which will be fingerprint. But with AI, searching through the database, the time will be very short. Then, the part of what I'm also supposed to discuss about is how collaboration could be enhanced by artificial intelligence. So, collaboration can be enhanced by artificial intelligence because, as you know, law enforcement and security agencies, they collaborate. If you go to the airport, you see police, you see Air Force, you see even airport security, all coordinating at the same time. So they will use AI application to do that. We also have joint task force. At our joint task force level, at the operations area, where they have Army, Navy, Air Force, Civil Defense, Police. They also bring in inputs into that artificial intelligence-driven predictive system, which will be able to analyze. Next one is the public-private collaboration, particularly as we see in the Niger Delta in the area of pipeline management. So that particular aspect also benefits from artificial intelligence. Now, there are some other instances around the world that we can look at. One is in Nigeria, when our NEMA, that is the National Crisis Management Center, that has a lot of agencies working together, each with their own desks. So if there is any crisis, if there is anything, that AI is also driving how we share information. At some other levels, which is not what we are very familiar with, also at the Office of the National Security Advisor, they have something like that where agencies are also meeting constantly. In United Kingdom, we also have a Cabinet Office briefing room, Alpha, which is the crisis response management. I'm sure our counterparts who are listening online will attest to the use of AI in that particular environment. Then Russia is also using centralized government systems which are driven by AI. They have the human intelligence, and the CCTV cameras, and the drones, and the patrol aircraft, all working together to get this information together. Then the academia aspect, which I'm also asked to talk about, researchers are developing new algorithms for forensic analysis and evaluating their effectiveness to through real-world studies. A lot of researches have been undertaken to enhance AI by the academia. Benefits are already being recorded in degraded evidence analysis and investigative genealogy, because the major problem we have in forensics is that the evidence has degraded. You've collected blood sample, saliva sample, but while you're moving to your laboratory, it has degraded. Bacteria has eaten part of it, fungi has grown out of it, and heat has disintegrated part of the DNA molecules. So for you to be able to do that, you can get AI that will look at it and try to see how it can predict those lost maps. Investigative genealogy is also there. If you're able to have a large database of, say, Nigerians' DNA, but you know, DNA is not something that government collects because of rights of the individual, unless if somebody engages in a crime before he's able to give out his DNA. So if anybody is asking to give their DNA, they're obliged to say no, unless if the person is arrested. So if you have a DNA database, the AI can also go through that particular DNA and look for relatives. It will tell you that this list of people on this paper, whether they know each other or not, they are all related. So this is one other aspect that academia has been able to research to bring up. Then private security industry, which is what we discussed finally. The companies deploying AI-powered access control systems, for example, particularly for safety. You have AI that will be looking at critical infrastructure to see if there is any fire incident. It will detect, report, and in some instances, if it is reprogrammed, it will be taken action. We remember the Dangote refinery suffered about 22 fire incidents, but with AI, they are able to record it, isolate the area that has the crisis, and even bring it down. Then AI-powered access control, threat detection, and incident response, which will, you know, the oil and gas industry is in billions of dollars, and what they want to be monitoring every second is what is the risk? How do we go about reducing the risk? Next slide. So, in conclusion, we've seen that AI is a very capable solution that will be able to enhance the forensic investigations, and forensic investigation is being discussed here as one of the solutions to the problems that is bedeviling our dear country. Thank you for your attention.